Guruji, why should we meditate if we want just abundance?
Why should we meditate? Why should we meditate if we want abundance? There are two questions in it. We want abundance and why should we meditate? But we should know one thing. What is abundance? A state of being where your mind is always excited and your heart is always satisfied. Where your body is always comfortable and situations always favorable. Now, how can the situations be favorable to you? When your body is always comfortable, when your mind and body is absolute comfortable, don't you think you can make all your situations favorable? How can you make your body and mind and emotions, comfortable, peaceful? When your mind is always excited about the new possibilities of life. But at the same time, when your heart is always satisfied. Now, if you see, when you are excited, now you can't say abundance as money, you can't say abundance as any one thing, because you know what? People who have a lot of money, they have a problem. And people who are very happy with their relationships, they also have a problem. People who have anything will always miss something else. But the beauty here is, where my mind is always excited about new possibilities and where my heart is always satisfied, then my mind and emotions are always in a state of comfort. And when my mind and emotions are always in a state of comfort, the body is in always a state of comfort. And when the mind, emotions, the body are always in a state of comfort, you will find your way through and you will make all your situations favorable. Then what happens? Abundance. Because you know what? For a person who is making, say, 1 lakh rupees a month, 10 lakh rupees a month is abundance. For a person making 10 lakhs, 1 crore, for a 1 crore person, 10 crores, 100 crores, 1000 crores is abundance. Now there is no definition, because if you define abundance with availability or excess of plentifulness of any one thing or anything, then you are trying to make it relative. So if you want abundance, then why should you meditate? That's the question actually. Then I want you to understand this. A state of mind which is always excited, mind is always excited about new possibilities. This can happen, this can be improved, this can be better, this can happen more in a different way, this can be a possibility. Now when your mind is that way excited, your heart is not always satisfied. Because if you are a satisfied mind or a heart, emotion, and an excited mind, or people think are opposite. People think they can't be contented while they want to achieve more. But the truth or reality of life is, if you see in the Gita, or where if you see Lord Krishna, or if you see Lord Rama, or if you see any of our Sanatana Dharma, they always existed in a state of equanimity and they were always satisfied by their own. When you know, how can you be satisfied? When you look at within yourself, and when you feel yourself, and when you see within yourself, and when you find an enormous amount of infinite potential, when you are always aware of it. When you are aware, see, I have created 1 crore rupees, 1 car and 1 house. Now people will look at that 1 crore rupee, 1 car, 1 house and say, this is my greatness, that is my greatness, that is my greatness. Now what is your greatness? Things are your greatness. Then what is happening? Your things are over-dominating you. We never think in a way that we say, I am capable, and my capability, which is so humongous, could create 1 crore rupees, 1 car and 1 home. So my capability is great and I am so proud of it. And when you are so proud of your capability, you are always in a state of satisfaction. And then, because I am so capable, let the infinite capability be more expressed. Then your mind at this platform of satisfaction looks at the possibility. Only when you are peaceful you can think better. When you are not satisfied, when you are dissatisfied, or when you do feel that you are smaller, and when things are overpowering you, you cannot think better, you cannot live better, you cannot experience life better. See, it's not about how big a car you have, it's about how actually comfortable you are in that. That's very more important. So what you need to understand for yourself is your state of mind and your emotions are more important to you than actual things, and your things are only an outward representation of your inner capability. But what we tend to do is we tend to ignore our capability. We are never really happy. I have capability, that infinite capability within me is flowering and it's showing all this. I'm thankful to my capability. No, we don't say. See, like me and mine, we differentiate. Am I clear with you? We are always proud about mine and confused that those mine are the yardstick or the measure stick for my capability. But we forget it is my capability that is resulting in all this, so I must be proud. If you are proud, see, for example, if you have something and if you are proud of that, what happens? What you focus is that grows. So what happens? Slowly your 1 crore, your car, your house in this example will become a burden in your heart. To maintain that itself is a big thing. But if you are aware of your inner potential and just are proud of it, a state of equanimity, and then because you're so capable, because of that infinite capability manifesting out of you, you could do this. It's infinite, so it can happen more, and then the mind automatically excites. If you see any greatest invention, any greatest discovery that has happened to scientists when they are in a state of equanimity. For example, the Archimedes, you say, when he was having a bath, he discovered something. Or people, Einstein, they say, when he was in an absolute state of peace within himself, suddenly the idea of E equals mc square clicked to him. That's what they say. Now, if you see, that's the truth. Because a state of equanimity only will give you a better and capable mind, excited mind to actually think and receive. So you should meditate, because meditation, the root of the word meditation is to focus. And to focus on what? Now you have been busy focusing on your 1 crore, your car and your home, and they have started bogging you down in your life. Now is the time that you need to focus on your own self. So you need to understand, when you are focusing on your own self, what happens? What happens? You are aware of your inner infinite possibility, not the thoughts or not the conditionings of your mind. Basically, what happens? We always focus on our thoughts, on our ideas, on our mind, on our conditionings of our mind. Now, what my mind thinks, like as Duryodhana said, Yada niyuktosmi tada karomi, janami dharmam nachame pravrutti, janami adharmam nachame nivrutti, yada niyuktosmi, kenapi hrude deve stitena, yada niyuktosmi tada karomi, is what finally he said. Now, why do I want to tell you this? I know what is truth, but I cannot follow it. I know what is untruth, but I cannot discard it. In my self also, you say there is infinite power, no? So let the mind do whatever it takes, and I will just follow it. If you live by that, then what is happening? My thoughts are collected from my surroundings. No matter what thoughts I get, if I just follow them, then what is happening? I am not focusing on my potential, on the capability or on the work, but I am just focusing on the consequences of my surroundings. See, I am a middle class guy. Now I come from a middle class atmosphere. Then what is happening? All the thoughts that come to me, I may want abundance, but what is happening? My mind is still conditioned with the surroundings of that middle class mentality. Yes or no? So you are absolutely influenced by your surroundings. So the more you focus on your just thoughts, ideas and concepts, what is happening? You think you can win. That is the reason why people say, I move 3 steps forward and fall back 2 steps in my life. Why is that? Why is that? That's because they are they have that inner urge to grow in their life. But something around them in their surroundings, the thought pattern, the leaning towards that environmental influence is actually pulling them back. So, how to maximize your potential is by not focusing or not by strengthening your frictions in life. When you are trying to grow, there will be environmental stressors, there will be environmental influences, there will be your own mind's conditioning that is trying to stop you, because everybody continues to get back into its own state of motion until otherwise compelled by external force. So your mind, when you are growing up, has its own state of experience. You will always, no matter what, you will come back to your own state of experience. That's what is happening. So you should meditate, and on true meditation, you will be just aware of your inner infinite potential. Are you all not feeling that bliss? Are you feeling that?
Yes.
Good. So when you are just aware and when you are absolutely blissful, then your mind can listen more and your mind can receive more, and then your mind can express more. Because it's not your mind that's expressing, it's the infinite potential, that absolute divine within you. That potential within you is expressing or finding its way through. So meditation is very important if at all you want to maximize, improve the abundance. Now abundance is not just money, okay, but money too, so don't worry. So state of excellence within you. So meditation is absolutely important.